Atheist group attacks Ben Carson for attending White House Bible study. He unleashes Hellfire by Robert Rich Politics, Religion for MadWorldNews.com. The left is so hell-bent on hurting President Donald Trump that they're willing to attack anyone who remotely is associated with the man. In fact, an atheist group recently attacked HUD Secretary Ben Carson, but things would immediately backfire as the usually calm, mild-mannered man unleashed hellfire in his reply. It's really a shame to see how low liberals are stooping these days, with each passing attack on President Donald Trump being even more desperate and pathetic than the last. One can only imagine what they'll come up with next. Sadly, it looks like their most recent attempt actually has nothing to do with the president. The latest ploy is to invoke what is known as guilty by association. In short, they hope that by taking down one of the Trump administration's top officials, they can shame the Oval Office. Too bad for them, they picked the wrong guy to test their theory out on. According to CBN News, the Freedom from Religious Foundation and Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, yeah, give us a break, is suing the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. What do they want? Well, to humiliate the man in charge. For those unaware, Ben Carson is part of what is being called the most evangelical cabinet in history, filled with Christians, both men and women alike. They have so much in common, and they're apparently even meeting in unofficial capacities quite often. Even better yet, sometimes they even show their strong Christian presence during official events as well. Really? Christianity has become so openly popular in government buildings that politicians are even grouping together for Bible studies. Of course, atheist groups aren't too happy about the news and are hoping to put an end to it through whatever means possible. Recently, the group has filed the Freedom of Information Act FOIA request to find out whether government resources are being used during these Bible studies, or if agency staffers feel coerced into organizing or even participating in the religious event. Long story short, they're not, but that hasn't put an end to the relentless attacks. Too bad for them. Ben Carson just put the godless group firmly in their place without hesitation. Carson took to his Facebook page, boldly declaring, "I will not stop being a Christian while in service to this country," as the Daily Caller reports. Fortunately, there was more to come, a lot more. Ben Carson posted to Facebook, the Freedom from Religion Foundation and Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington are apparently filing a lawsuit against HUD and me, alleging that they are being treated unfairly because they are required to pay a standard fee when requesting information through the Freedom of Information Act FOIA regarding my participation in the weekly Bible study for cabinet members. They are fearful that a hot beverage or a bagel may be consumed at the expense of taxpayers, or that staff may be coerced to participate in religious activities against their will. First of all, taxpayer funds are not used to support the ministry, and secondly, no staff are involved in the Bible study. More importantly, I refuse to be intimidated by anti-religious groups into relinquishing my spirituality or religious beliefs. One of the principles of our nation's founding is freedom of religion. I will not stop being a Christian while in service to this country. In fact, it is my faith that helps me serve the nation even better. The relentless attacks on the spirituality of our nation must be resisted. We are not like everyone else, which is precisely the reason that we rose so rapidly from obscurity to become the most powerful and free nation in history. We sometimes smugly say that we won the Cold War with the Soviet Union, but it was Joseph Stalin, the Russian tyrant, who said the United States could be destroyed from within by eroding three things: our patriotism, our morality, and our spirituality. These things are currently under severe attack. We the people must decide who we are and what we stand for. If we don't, the ending of the Cold War might change dramatically. The devil is virtually all around us, just waiting to pounce. As 1 Peter 5:8 explains, be alert and sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. Although that can sound a bit scary, the Bible is also a great place to find answers to such a real-life problem. All those in President Donald Trump's cabinet need to do in order to not be affected by these attacks is to stick together and remain firm in Christ. If someone were to simply continue reading the next very next verse, 1 Peter 5:9 says, resist him, Satan, standing firm in the faith, because you know that the family of believers throughout the world is undergoing the same kind of suffering. Christianity has been under attack since day one, and things are not going to get easier. However, it's a comfort knowing that followers of Christ are currently helping lead this country today. As for Ben Carson, I have no doubt that he will ever be intimidated. If only we had such resolve. One could only imagine the good that could be done in the name of Christ by a force so strong. Absolutely. Yet if we were praying to the devil worshippers, there'd be no problem, right? There'd be no problem. That's why they were erecting the Baal thing in the city and things. No, they want devil worship. That's what the New World Order wants. Well, too bad for them. We're not following your crap. How about that? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.